Well, hello everyone, Texie88 here and welcome to another review. And now we're taking a look at Lotus Esprit for the Sinclair ZX Spectrum. Published by Dorel Software in 1986 and created by Mike A. Richardson and Dave Cummings with contributions from Tim Hayward. The game also came out on the Amstrad CPC and the Commodore 64 and is later been deemed to have been a major influence on no lesser franchise than that of the Grand Theft Auto series. In fact, when you see what you're about to see in this review, you'll be amazed that it managed to all fit into a 48 kilobyte Spectrum. So I've already altered my playing keys, and you can alter the skill level. I'll keep it at 4. I'll put it to 4, and you can practice. But we'll just go straight on to play. So you get 4 lives. An armoured car was just seen on North 18. So we call up our map. In fact, we're already on North 18. The star is where I am, and that red car that just drove past us is the car we're after. Now, here's the thing: you can move the map about like this, and there's another drug car, E14. So E14. There's the drug car there on the right. Now we mustn't interrupt the drugs deal. So you've got to actually wait until the deal has been made before you give chase. Well, if I understand the instructions correctly. And as you can see, that's actually the car that we're driving on the left there. The black cars are innocent bystanders. You shouldn't really shoot them. And look at the pedestrians on the left there. Now watch what happens if I go around the corner. Apart from crashing. I mean, I'm jumping the lights there, but see, look, you can actually follow a pedestrian around the corner. How's that for detail? Hit car closing in. That's that car that's just behind us, causing a little bit of attribute problems. Something I'm sure that Specky users were used to by now. You shouldn't really run over people or kill the innocent cars, as this can cost you in the penalty department in the bottom left corner there. And the lights are red there, so I'll be a good officer on that occasion and obey the lights. Drug car seen on North 18, and that's that car that's heading towards them. Oh, they're getting close to each other. Seem to be able to bust them, I hope. Get pelican crossings like that with the lights. Sorry, not pelican crossings. They're supposed to be zebra crossings, but I think they may have simplified them to keep the speed up and to not have to worry about too much on screen. Remember, this is a 8-bit computer from the from the 1980s, so you're not going to get this kind of detail that you'd be able to get in a game of this ilk now. And notice how when you switch lanes or turn around corners, you actually get to the car indicators. So very carefully, if you saw the indicators actually worked. Drugs exchanged. Now I can think about busting them, so I'll hang a right at this next corner here and head him off. Oh, turned too early. Luckily you can reverse. Damn it, they've they've turned off. You have to press fire and left to actually go around a corner. Otherwise, if you just press left or right, you'll just switch lanes. Okay, they're straight ahead. One of the cars is straight ahead of me. One thing you don't have to worry. Oh, yeah. Unfortunately, switching to the map screen doesn't pause the game at all. One thing you do have to be careful of that you don't have to in the Grand Theft Auto games is that you have to worry about running out of petrol. You can see a petrol gauge in on the dashboard. I'm going to hang a right here. And if you're going too fast and you crash into something, you will die. You will explode. Oh, damn it. Oh, yeah. Ugh. When you're right on the cusp of the corner and going quite slowly, it can be a bit hard to tell when you're able to go around a corner. I think I'm going to have to move. I think I'm going to. Right, I'm heading north, so I need to take the next left on this junction that's coming up in a moment. This one. So one of them is going north. Oh, for God's sake! I'll go for this one this way first. You can shoot, but you get more points if you actually manage to apprehend them without destroying their car. So you just ram them until they submit. That's a petrol station on the left there, but I've got plenty of petrol. If I needed to fill up, all I'd have to do is actually come to a complete halt outside the station, and then it would automatically top up my petrol gauge. Oh, God. Right, keep going straight. That was red, but I'm on a job, so... Oh, bloody hell. Oh, for God's sake. Well, balls to this. Move. Oh, God, lost so much ground there. Oh, God alive. This is one problem I have. I turn a fraction too early and now I'm stuck. And now I can't actually go anywhere because there's a car right behind me. I can't do anything about it. So I've got no choice but to press to lose a life. That's kind of annoying. Now I've completely lost them. Where are they? Okay, so I need to hang a right at the next right-hand turn. You automatically start off with a full fuel tank again when you lose a life. But that was a life I didn't particularly want to have to lose, and I only did because of the game. The game had a bit of a problem. Oh, damn it! I couldn't quite nip back into my lane and in time before that car crashed into me. So it started me off where, as you can see, So it started me off where I actually was when I lost a life. So it doesn't put you right back to where you started the entire games. Oh, for God's sake. So yeah, it is a bit hard to tell exactly when you need to turn sometimes without crashing, or at the very least without hitting something. Drug car in hiding. Balls. And that probably wouldn't have happened if I hadn't got stuck. Hit car closing in. Well, I may as well try and get this hit car. As you can see, there's a little bit of colour clash whenever cars are... Ooh. That's the hit car taken care of now. Whereas this drugs exchange just happened. So you can see the map also shows the positions of petrol stations and one-way streets where applicable. So they're on North 18. So I need to turn around and head back east. So I need to hang right at the next turning. Such a clever game considering the limitations of the hardware. You can see how it's influenced Grand Theft Auto. You may have noticed it said Wellington map at the bottom of the screen just then. There are actually 3 other maps contained within this game. Where are you now? So they're heading west. So if I go down north 16, so that's the next turning on the right that I'll be coming to. So here it is. Drug car in hiding. Oh, for God's sake. Oh, it's not that car, it's the other one. So you can probably saw the car indicators just then. They're both on. So if I hang a left. Oh, God alive. Jump the lights, but I am trying to catch drug runners, so I am on a... Oh, for God, is that problem again? No. Oh, not again. I'm stuck against the other cars. I'm going to have to terminate again. So I'm still facing south. See, it's sometimes so hard to tell when you're whether or not you're facing the correct, whether or not you lined up properly with a junction to be able to turn without about butting a wall, or even butting into another car if you've got it wrong and are trying to correct yourself. It's very easy to get stuck. Unfortunately, that is going to count because that can be a continuous problem, except on the really wide roads like this. There's one of the cars just there. Right, now to try and butt heads with that car just there. That blue one on the horizon there. Oh, get out of my way. I'm trying to bust those other cars, so-called innocent cars, jumped right in front of me. Nearly caught them up. Plenty of petrol because I just had to sacrifice another life. Oh, stop! Will you stop switching lanes like that? Come on. Will you move? Move! Oh, pants. Ran into them a bit too hard. So that's Turbo Esprit for the ZX Spectrum. A very clever title, and definitely worth a look, especially if you're into games like Grand Theft Auto and are curious to see where certain influences may have come from. But final verdict. No. Graphics. They're quite detailed for a Spectrum. They do their job. There are the inevitable attribute problems whenever you come across a car that isn't one of the general people going about their daily lives. But there are some nice details like the changing of traffic lights and flashing beacons either side of what would be a zebra crossing. And you even see cars' indicators flash as they change lanes or turn around corners, etc. And it's those nice little touches that really show how potentially ahead of its time this game actually is. I mean, to get that kind of detail in a game on a 48K Spectrum back in 1986 is just incredible. Things generally animate well, and everything moves at a nice pace for them. Sound, well, you get this nice emulation of multi-channel sound on these menu screens, and it's a nice listenable tune as well. And not so much in the way of engine noises, just when you first move off from being stationary, do you get a little bit of a and when you brake. Those sounds are perfectly acceptable considering the limitations of the hardware, and you get a little bit of sound effect for explosions and the gunfire. Gameplay. Generally, it plays really well. Although it can be a bit of a pain in the arse having to switch to the map frequently to try and get an idea of where they're going. They didn't really have satellite navigation in those days, so But even allowing for that, it would have been nice if there could have been a section cordoned off that showed even just a small section of the map, so you just saw things in the immediate vicinity. But that would have potentially reduced the amount of times you had to keep pressing M to call up the map screen. And bear in mind, calling up the map screen doesn't pause the game. So you can still, if you're going at full pelt down a road, be very wary that if you're looking at the map screen too long, you could die by crashing into another car that was going too slowly for you to possibly survive the impact. The biggest problem I have with the game is that, as you saw, it can be quite tough to tell whether or not you're far enough forwards to be able to turn around a corner without butting your car's bonnet against a wall. Sometimes you might turn a bit too early and just crash into the wall, and then you try and right yourself only to find that you can't move because there's a car right behind you and it won't shift. So that can get quite frustrating, and unfortunately it does impact on the final score. So I think I'm going to give Turbo Esprit for the Spectrum 7 out of 10. The amount of detail in the game is incredible for a game of its time, especially for considering the lack of available RAM. But it's just little niggles like the corner turning, which you saw me struggle with a couple of times and which made me have to sacrifice lives that I wouldn't have otherwise had to sacrifice. And in fact, you quite often have to flick to and from the map screen quite often. But this is still worth a look, especially knowing that it could have very easily influenced Grand Theft Auto and other sandbox titles that will be released in the ensuing years. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. Catch you on another video soon. Texie88 out.